For some reason, the video I was making cut off, so I'm gonna start again. Yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I was watching a video by a YouTuber by the name of, his YouTube name is Willie D. I think he was a former rapper in a group called the Ghetto Boys back in the day, my times. But I think saw Willie D on, I think it was 2nd Avenue on 116th Street one day, and he looked right at me. And I didn't realize that was him until later on. I said, hey, that's Willie D. Anyway, he was talking about the New York State Bar Association, which regulates the lawyers in the state of New York, and how they wanted to, or suggested, because they don't have the power to make laws, but they wanted to suggest or recommend that in New York State a COVID-19 vaccine be mandated. Now, I got in the comment board and I don't know how, I started ranting about, I said all these damn masks and all that, and people were bugging out. Not that you shouldn't wear the mask. Anyway, a lady responded to me, and I forgot her exact thing. If I can go back in time and find, I'll try to Photoshop it. Not Photoshop it. That was the wrong word. But take a picture of it and I'll put it on this video. So the lady said in sum and substance, and you can read it for yourself, that if I worked in a COVID, if I was a surgeon in the hospital, I'd wear a mask. And then she had said right. She typed in right. And then she said if I worked in a COVID ward, I'd wear a mask. And she dared me to not do that if I, working in those places. And I didn't respond immediately back, but and I'm thinking to myself, of course if I was in the hospital, if I was performing surgery, which I don't have qualifications for that, I'd wear a mask. And if I worked in the hospital in any capacity, I'd wear a mask, especially nowadays. But if I'm in the street and I'm not around anybody, like now I'm not around anybody. I'm in my car now, as you can see. But there's nobody around me. There's not one person within hundreds of feet of me that I can see. So I don't put a mask on. It's not, it's not necessary. And if I'm in the street, I try to avoid people. If I can't, I throw the mask on. If I go inside any kind of public facility, I put a mask on. I obey the rules. Now that vaccine in my arm, that they just rushed out, and they're gonna that can have any kind of effect on me. Grow another head over here. I'm not gonna say yes or no to that, but being with my, not a verbal one anyway. But eventually she sent me. I responded to her saying the same thing I just said, that if I'm around a bunch of people, I think I respond that way. Or no, I responded saying that I don't work in these places in that capacity, as most people don't. And I was polite about it. Anyway, she sent me another thing back later on, and she called me stupid and all that. And and it's funny how you can't disagree with anybody nowadays without them calling you names. I didn't say wearing a mask is stupid. I just said under certain, basically I was trying to explain, under certain circumstances, I'm not going to wear a mask. I'm not going to wear a mask in the shower. I'm not going to wear a mask if I'm by myself. Is there acid in the air? I don't know. But she called me stupid, and it wasn't justified. She didn't have to do that. I wasn't rude with her. I just stated what I had to say. That she did, and originally she was fine. I don't have problems saying if I was in these positions in the hospital that I'd wear a mask. And that's true. I would if I was a surgeon, or if I was working in a COVID ward. In any capacity in the hospital, I wear a mask. But walking down the street, watching all the ladies go by, if I'm within their vicinity, yeah, I'll throw a mask on. I'm not hard-headed like that. Anyway, it's very intolerant. Even driving over here now, off the subject, I'm on the highway. I'm on 95 heading towards Connecticut, but I'm not. I'm still in the Bronx, New York, but I'm heading in that direction. I'm on 95 north, and this guy, I have like 3 cars behind me. I'm in the slow lane of traffic, and there's plenty of room in the other lanes to go around me. This guy comes behind me, flashing his lights and beeping his horn, and I'm saying, "Damn, why is he doing that?" I'm going highway speeds. I can't go faster than the car in front of me unless I hit him, and I'm not into riding on top of somebody else's bumper, you know. But that's you non-New Yorkers that may be watching this. They drive crazy in New York now. They drive berserkers because I don't think there's like too much enforcement here right now because of all the stuff that happened with the police saying I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary. Now they're not doing any extra enforcement, so people really driving crazy now. You have to be careful. Anyways, right, he comes up behind me, has his lights on and beeping the horn. I'm saying, man, there's something wrong with my car. Maybe he's trying to tell me, maybe he's trying to be a nice guy and tell me there's something wrong. I have a body, I'm dragging a body underneath my car or something and trying to, but I get off the exit along with the 3 cars that were in front of me, and he pulls up on my right side because now there's an extra lane on the right in the exit lane, and looks at me. So I'm looking at him like I'm trying to figure him out. He's probably trying to figure me out. I mean, really, I don't not want to drive on somebody's bumper. You know, he stops short and I'm inside. I'm sitting next to the driver in front of me. I don't want that to happen, but that's the mentality they have here. Now they drive crazy. You see a lot of people riding motorcycles with no plates on. They're all over the place, running red lights, no plates on. They're double riding, no helmets, no nothing. They're just like that. It's getting wild out here. It's going to get worse. It's going to really get worse out here. You know, this world is crazy. It's intolerant. It's becoming very lawless, at least in New York City, which I haven't been out of the city, you know, in any long distance travel in a long time, which I want to get out of here. Is it like that around the rest of the country? You can leave that in the comments if anybody's watching. I still only have 5 subscribers. I wish I had more. You know, I'm doing everything I can. I'm posting videos. I must have at least more than 10 videos now. And I'm trying not to be boring, man. I'm just boring. But I'm ranting. This is stuff that's on my mind, and I'm putting it out there for you to listen to. All right? Today is the 16th of November, 2020. So far, there's no official declared winner of the presidency, even though the news keeps saying Joe Biden is the president-elect. That's the news saying it, but it has not been made official yet. As far as I know, at 12:25 p.m. on November the 16th, 2020. There's no official thing, but they keep saying President-elect Biden, President-elect Biden, President-elect Biden. Maybe he is the President-elect, but it hasn't been announced by the Electoral College yet because it's being contested. But the news has everybody saying it. All the news networks that I watch now say that Biden, former Vice President Biden, I'm trying to give everybody respect. Former Vice President Biden is the President-elect of the United States. He's even gone so far, or people have gone so far as saying the office of the President-elect. Is there such an office? So a lot of people are mad at Trump. Now, I'm not supporting him and I'm not against him. But he's contesting, and I think there was a lot of, whether you like him or not, I think there was a lot of voter fraud. Because a lot of things came in the last minute and had all these people voting for former Vice President Biden, and he got more votes than Hillary Clinton during the last presidential election. So this doesn't seem right. This doesn't seem right. So, and let me tell you, they picked the wrong one. They picked Trump, because Trump is not. You know, another man would have said, "Hell with it. Okay, you want the election here, have it." But he's not giving it. He's not going to give it back without a fight. And he doesn't give it anything out. He doesn't give an inch. He doesn't give an inch. Good or bad, right or wrong. He's very strong-headed, or as somebody say, hard-headed. Oh, the lady. That's what the ladies got on me, because I said something about. But it might have been something else. Cause I said something else late about Trump and said That wasn't the same lady. That was, excuse me, that was another person. She was all right. I was saying that she's saying that Trump should just concede. He's being hard-headed, and I said the same thing. He hasn't been. The winner has not been declared yet. It's just that the news media keeps saying that Biden is the winner, and that he's the president-elect of the United States of America at this time, which is not so. And if you say it enough times, people are going to believe it. You know, I'm, you know, whoever it is, all presidents come and go. You know, this is like I'm not gonna say how many presidents I've been through in my lifetime. I'm just gonna show you my age. I'm not a young man, but I'm not an old man either. But I've been around a little bit. And I've seen presidents. They come and go. You know, and I know a president holds a lot of weight, and he can affect people's lives. But if you're going to get biblical, nobody gets in power unless it's ordained by God, the Most High. People are going to poo-poo that too, but I believe. So, what do you think? Leave your comments and subscribe, please, so I can have at least 6 subscribers instead of the 5 I've been stuck on for the last 100 years. All right, but thank you, and have a wonderful day. And protests, not riots. Okay, oh, that's another thing. I gotta say one more thing. If they do give it to Trump, no, legally or not, the place is gonna go crazy. That's why a lot of people want Biden to win, because I think and I agree with that. They know that if Biden is not put in office and they say Trump, these people out here gonna go berserkers, man. Especially in these big horrible cities like New York. So, yes, I said horrible. Big, horrible cities like New York. And yes, I should get out of here. I got a few things holding me back. And I won't say, but otherwise, if it wasn't for those few things, I'd be gone. I've been gone. So, New York has seen its day. New York City, I'm talking about primarily. But as New York goes, they say as New York goes, the country goes. But definitely as New York City goes, the country goes. But as New York City goes, the state goes. The state depends on the city. So, and it's not looking good, and I don't think it's going to bounce back from this. The politicians have destroyed the economy here. I said the politicians, not the coronavirus. The politicians have destroyed the city. And remember, your elected officials are not necessarily leaders. They're just elected. It doesn't make you a good leader. This means usually means most people voted for you. But everybody, these guys that we put our faith in every 4 years, or whoever it is, we put all this faith in these people. We're just regular people out here. How these people have no qualifications, no leadership abilities? They haven't never even taken a leadership course. You just vote them in office, and people are fallible. Everybody's fallible, but everybody's not a leader. I'm not saying I'm a leader, but I know everybody's not a leader, and most people are not worthy to be followed. You just elected them into office. So I'm not so crazy about voting. Voting is good for some and oppresses the other. You vote for one person, it's good for you, but the other is oppressive to other people. Right? Think about it. Anyway, I'm ranting now. Have a great day.